Hi, Mr. Ismail.
Hi.
We would like to find out from you about the Executive Condominium segment in 2016. What do you think about this market here?
Yep. Executive Condominiums, commonly known as ECs, it's going to be in great supply as far as 2016 is concerned, mainly because last year, of the many launches, we had about 5 or 6 launches of ECs last year, and most of the development only sold about as high as 50%. Therefore, there was a lot of leftover. And more so in 2016, there are another couple more plots that will also be slated to be launched in the coming months, and as well as in the second and the third quarters. So overall, we still do see a supply of about more than 5,000 ECs unsold and the new launches. Therefore, it gives the buyers a wide choice of selections as far as executive condominiums are concerned in 2016, and the prices are also very attractive, simply because developers have realized that today the buyers are spoiled for choices, and because of the I would say a greater supply than at the moment, and they price it very attractively.
So, Mr. Ismail, what's the upside of investing into an EC?
I mean, one always have got a choice, either to buy a BTO flat, resale HDB, or for that matter even a private property. But we know even that investing in an executive condominium is a privilege only extended to Singaporeans. In fact, last year the government not only have increased some of the incentives, they have also increased the combined income ceiling of an applicant from $12,000 to $14,000 to qualify to buy an EC. But the key issue here is when we say what are the greatest advantage, if you look at it, an EC is priced 20 to 30% cheaper than a private condominium, and yet you enjoy the facilities and the lifestyle of a private condominium. Today we are looking at ECs that are so highly sophisticated in terms of its facilities that is provided, technology based, coupled with swimming pool, clubhouse, and everything. It is on par. Yet, for example, if you take an EC in the outlying areas, per square foot starts from $750 to $780 to at maximum about $820 to $830. While a neighboring private property, when it is launched, the price starts from $1,000 to $1,100 per square foot. Therefore, that's why it is a discount at the entry level. Then people wonder, why is that such a discount? The discount comes about because when the developers bid for such executive condominium sites, they bid at a lower price, knowing the limitations that it is only meant for Singaporean, PR, and foreigners cannot enter to purchase such units. And that's why it is in a huge discounted, and I think there's a greater upside in the long term.
Mr. Ismail, can you explain a little bit about the resale levy? How does this work?
Okay, if we talk about resale levy, previously anybody who wants to upgrade to an EC was not subjected to a resale levy. This was just introduced beginning of last year, it affected, but actually it is more for those plot of land that the developer bidded in 2013 will be subjected to. In a nutshell, what it means here is this: there are executive condominiums in Singapore that are going to be launched, and all those newly launched executive condominium and the existing HDB upgrader will have to pay a levy. For example, a 4-roomer will have to pay a $40,000 cash, or a 5-roomer $50,000 cash. But on the other hand, the interesting thing here is this: we still have about more than thousands over of executive condominiums in most parts of Singapore, from Pasir Ris to Woodlands to Punggol, whereby one will still not be subjected to resale levy. This is mainly because these were the plots of land that were bidded prior to the new ruling came into effect.
Are ECs really that affordable? Though the income ceiling has been reset at $14,000, for those who are earning less than $10,000, can they still afford an EC?
In fact, I really look at it, it is all about priorities in one's desire to own what kind of property. Yes, it's true. It does not mean when the government increased to $14,000 from the previous $12,000 is because it is so expensive EC, but actually what the government was trying to do is to allow a greater group of people to qualify to enter the market. You'd be surprised. To give you an example, Soul Acres is the largest executive condominium in Singapore with more than 1,200 over units. A 2-bedroom at Soul Acres, the lowest price is $452,000, and we're talking about 600 over square foot, which is almost comparable to a 3-bedroom HDB house. And someone who's earning a combined income of $5,500 with a grant given by the government, another $30,000, will be well able to qualify and buy, because for EC, the monthly installment cannot exceed 30% of your income. This has got to do with the mortgage servicing ratio. So minus their CPF, it becomes really affordable. The key question here is this something that you desire and you want to? A lot of people tend to think that, wow, EC is private property and therefore it is $800 to $1 million and therefore I will not be able to enter the market. And that may not be the real truth. In fact, it is a myth. Therefore, I would really like to let people keep a very open mind and speak to some of the professionals and then do your computations. It may be well within your means to invest in an executive condominium.
Investing in ECs. Mr. Ismail, what is the capital appreciation one can expect?
Put it this way, why I really think EC is a worthwhile consideration. First and foremost, I already highlighted. One is entering the market at 20 to 30% discount. Secondly, when someone buys an executive condominium that comes with full suites of all amenities and services, after 5 years, the executive condominium is open up to PR could also qualify to buy. And very interestingly, after 10 years, the executive condominiums is open up even to foreigners to invest. In other words, when we look at two products, let's say this is an executive condominium, people are buying it at an entry level of $800 per square foot, while an adjacent plot, which is a private property, people are buying it at $1,100 at entry level. Both are similar in terms of facilities. Therefore, that's why I say that an executive condominium, people bought it at about 30% cheaper, 20 to 30 depending on location to location. 10 years down the road, when foreigners can buy either one, and someone who buy this at 1,001, 10 years later with inflation, one would expect to sell at least about 1,004. And I'm just taking a 3% inflation time 10 years is 30%, 1,001 go to 1,004 per square foot. Somebody who bought it at 800 will also be able to sell very close to this price because all things put together and now foreigners qualify. That's why there is a huge capital appreciation upside after 10 years. And it is a worthwhile consideration for people to enter the market.
Indeed, it's a worthwhile investment. So how do we find out a bit more and kickstart in this investment?
I mean, looking at it, I won't say it's very complex, but it is prudent for anyone to really understand the policies, procedures, whether one qualifies for grant or will one be subjected to resale levy, and as well as the financial prudence, because there is an outlay of a 5% cash and the rest could be utilized by your grant and the CPF and so on. A good way to start here is to speak to a professional property salesperson who understand this. I must say not every salesperson are very familiar with ECs and they require a specialized skills. And I must say in PropNex, we are almost the marketing agents for more than 80% of all ECs in Singapore. And we have a huge, not only database, salespeople who are trained. Just speak to any of our PropNex salesperson and they will be able to guide you through on the EC processes, and they may also be able to show you some of the executive condominiums that are not subjected to resale levy, thereby saving you $40,000 to $50,000, or some of the new launches which may be equally exciting for you to consider.